Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie or Shisha at Scrapbook. So today I am back with a haul video from all of the layouts I completed in October. A lot of them I did have process videos for because it was quite a busy month between work, sports, and then She Loves Color at the end. I didn't have much time to do much more than to create layouts for you guys, which is absolutely fine. I love creating for you guys. So this month I did all fall layouts, whether that be Halloween, back to school, sports, fall activities. It was all fall, and I tried to use an assortment of collections, so not everything looks alike. Halloween, kind of the same collections, and then I absolutely fell in love with the One Fall Day collection from Bella Boulevard. I had just gotten that brand new, so there are a handful of those as well. But we will jump right in. Again, most of these are 2-page layouts because I just take so many pictures in the fall, and so I came up with lots of different designs. So this one here, I just lined up my photos all the way across. I only had the 2 photos on page 2, which allowed me to create a little scene, which I thought was really fun. I filled in the space up above because this is just a 4x4 photo with a couple of tags and then an embellishment cluster, and then my title, and then just another embellishment cluster down here. I did, and you will see I used Scrap and Happy Studio Flares a bunch this month because I have so many fall ones, but I used this bat, I used this hat, and I used these bats. And then I actually had some of these acrylic ghosts from Not Just for Boys Kit Club that I was able to sneak in a couple of the layouts. All right. Let's see. This is that One Fall Day collection from Bella Boulevard. I just love the bright colors. It matches the corn stalk so well. And so what I ended up doing was combining a bunch of pattern papers. So I kept the green on the background, the plaid, but needed a separation piece. So I decided to use this green cardstock around the edge for a border, which also gave me a good base to add my 2 pattern papers. So you can see that I did keep one more subtle, the polka dots, and then one was really busy on the bottom, the leaves. I thought I was going to kind of add a larger title at the top. Instead, I added my title to the side. So the reason I chose the less busy for the top was initially that was my plan, was to add the title at the top, but it's okay. It all worked out. I probably need to add some twine or enamel dot here, but I popped this up, added a few cute characters, which I don't normally do. And then this cluster has a mini flare from Scrap and Happy Studio, that scarecrow there with What a Day. Moving on to this one, I will journal a little bit. This is one of our favorite spots, so it'll be nice to put the year, which I thought I had started doing or keeping track of to keep it easier when I have to go put them away. But I added this kind of leaf border and then a little cluster at the top, another flare there. And then I had an extra photo, so I just kind of added it kind of at a diagonal, or offset it, I guess, a little bit and trimmed it down. So that's that 2-page layout. I challenged myself with this one and I like it. So during the month, I, couldn't just not shop. And so I ended up buying these kind of crepe leaves from scrapbook.com. Had to think while I was speaking, sorry. And I wanted to create with them. They're the Bungalow Lane collection from Paige Evans. And I have quite a few of the pieces left over. So I decided to change up the color scheme and use the pinks. There's not really pinks. You can kind of maybe say that it's the orangish, in some of the leaves, but I like this layout. I like the color scheme. Will I do it again? Maybe not, but for this one, I felt like it worked. So really simple design with just my photos side by side. I did add a strip of paper down the edge and did add a larger border around the photos, and then used a lot of the flowers in the collection to make my clusters. I believe I am going to, the plan is to journal down here a little bit. without adding, this was the last cluster I added, and without that I just felt like it was too big. I don't think I need to journal that much, so I added a cluster down here at the bottom. And then this is a canvas flare from Scrap and Happy Studio. It fit perfect in the middle of that flower, so I like the way that that looks. A 2-page layout. This one here was for the Erica Rose Creates design team, and this is using the new Cider and Donuts collection from Simple Stories. So I just cut out the cut file on just this maroon cardstock, and knew I needed to back it somehow, so I picked this pattern paper. Yes, it's a little busy, but I feel like you can still read it well enough. And so I did choose that. And then I loved this kind of pinkish background plaid paper. And so I just added that to the bottom of the layout, have my 4 photos going across, and then used the flowers in the collection for the clusters. So this actually came from Acorn Lane, last year's fall collection, but I felt like I needed something at the top there. And I thought that little bird on the stick was really cute. So just a couple of clusters again, just to add to the journaling strips, and then a couple of flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. And then these are foam as well as this one. So embellishing, super simple, but I feel like with the plaid paper here and the large kind of title, it works. That I didn't need much more than what I added. A 1-page layout. This here I put together using all scraps from Acorn Lane. So, you know, I cut probably this border. Otherwise, I don't think I cut any of these papers. Maybe I trimmed this little scrap piece down, but it was a scrap. So yeah, sometimes when I use scraps, the layouts come together so much quicker. I had these layered stickers, so I thought that was cute for my title. Also had one that, you know, one left, so I needed to figure out where to put it, so I brought that down, filled in a little bit of this space with a couple of tags, and added some gems from, who are those from? Rosie's Studio. These are not the ones, these are the first ones I grabbed though, but these are the gemstones that I used. Rosie's Studio. Another tag here just to add some more kind of another phrase, I guess, but then kind of even out the layout a little bit more to kind of use it as maybe a base, so to speak, a little bit of a base maybe for a cluster there. So this one took no time whatsoever. And then we have this pretty one, a fall wedding. So this is Auburn Lane, I believe, from Pink Paisley. Is that right? It's been so long. Obviously I used it here, but it's been so long since I used it before now. So I, again, take so many pictures. So I just lined them up across and wanted to come up with a way to add more pattern papers to spice it up a little bit. You know, sometimes when you just line your photos across the page, it can get kind of boring. So what I ended up doing was adding these 2 pattern papers. This one here, I just left a rectangle. This one here, I dovetailed both ends and just did the same thing on each end. And then I had this scrap piece left over. I think it was like a 6x8 paper pad, and I loved it. It was just like a newspaper, so I did add that extra layer at the top here. This Best Day came from a Pink Fresh Studio fall kind of title ephemera pack. I fussy cut some of the flowers, and then this heart pack. And this is one of these packs I got like first thing when I started using Scrap and Happy Studio, but it matched this collection so well. I used up the pack. There's one there. There's one here in this cluster. Kind of, I don't know if this is supposed to be a journaling strip or spot, but I liked it as a base, and then I just kind of added things around it. I added one to the top here as well, and again, just using up the pieces that I have left. And then used up that one there. I just thought they were such a cute addition to this layout, and I love how they matched color-wise so nicely. This one here, I scrap lifted and might be one of my favorites. I believe it was Scrappy Manda Jane that I scrap lifted, if I remember correctly. She did just this 1-page layout, and I turned it into a 2-page layout. And if you watched my process video, you probably noticed I was missing an E. So I had already ordered another pack of the alphas because I've been using them like crazy, and it came in, and I made sure to add the E for the grade. But I love the large clusters. I only have 3 pictures on a 2-page layout, but I love the larger clusters and how it, I don't know, just works, I guess. And then I love, instead of journaling, which maybe I'll journal a little bit, but I love how kind of I did, and thanks to Scrappy Manda Jane, not completely my idea by any means, but how, you know, you get the grade with the alpha, and then I decided to add the year, sorry, to the other side of the page. So it just, yeah, I mean, it, whether or not I journal, I feel like it's complete. I've got the grade, the year, we're good. And again, a couple of flares. This one here, she had a box specifically for the Discover and Create collection. So there's that mini one. And then this Capture Moments as well came from that box. Just a 1-page layout, again, came together so quickly. This actually is from the Simple Pages, or Simple Stories, Simple Pages ephemera pack. A lot of the embellishments are. I will usually use them, but come up with my own ideas. I feel like their layouts on the back of the packaging are kind of simple. So I like to kind of just use them as additional ephemera. And so just 2 photos in the middle. These are actually 6x6 papers that I cut and was able to elongate then. Large title with a couple of kind of additional pieces to it. And then 1 flare from Scrap and Happy Studio and the moon at the top. So I really tried to use up the entire, there was more, I had already gotten into it, but the entire pack of this. I think I had a few pieces left over, but I had bought a second one, so I just snuck that in and was able to discard a package. So that always feels good. This one here is Discover and Create again, and I was trying to step out of my comfort zone. So there are some fall pieces in this collection, not a lot, but I tried to do a fall layout. Is it my favorite? No, but is it a memory documented? Yes. So I used the, let's see, the mixed media paper pack. So I did not do this mixed media. I used the paper pack from, I believe it is the Discover and Create. And so use that for my base, and then added 2 stripes or strips, I guess, on the outside to allow the addition of more color. You know, it's a multicolor, and so that just let me maybe expand my embellishment options. So this giant mason jar, I added flowers. This is one of the clear stickers from, what is it called? I want to say it's like the washi papery pack, that's what it's called. So this is super thin, that's from the papery, and then there's like these clear, maybe washi stickers, I think she calls them. So I added one there, a couple of acorns to kind of make it more fallish, some flowers at the top with a flare from Scrap and Happy Studio, and then some pieces here. I did use a couple of chipboard greenery pieces, added another couple of acorns just to kind of bring those to page 2. And I got to figure out this heart. I just used the crayon, the Tim Holtz crayon on that, and I think it's going to transfer. One of you suggested like a glossy accent. I will have to figure out if I have something like that that I can add on top of it and hopefully kind of seal that off. Otherwise, I probably could use some water. That's initially what I had thought I would do with the crayons. You can kind of do that. So we'll see. I got to figure that one out still. Another 1-page layout. This one, the papers came from an older Close to My Heart collection, but the embellishments came from all over. I have a Doodle Pop or Bella Pop at the bottom. I have some epoxy stickers. Those I believe are from My Mind's Eye. Journaling spot, and these 2 pumpkins are from the same Close to My Heart collection. 2 flares from Scrap and Happy Studio, and stars from all over. I knew I wanted to journal here, thought I would use journaling strips, but then found this smaller journaling spot, so I used that. which allowed me to add kind of a pumpkin scene down at the bottom, and I really like that. And that just kept it kind of simple. I had this giant kind of, I guess, puffy title, and so I just added a flare up there and just kept the embellishing pretty simple, but I feel like it's pretty fun as well. All right, so I cheated in the middle of the month. I was feeling stressed out and needed a quick layout. So these are the Simple Story Simple pages. Apparently, and I didn't know this before I added this to my channel, they don't sell these anymore. They sell just the embellishment pack, the ephemera pack still, but they don't actually sell the page kits anymore. So that's sad because these were really good for, I don't know, you could do these in the car, you could do these on vacation. It's a no cut. Obviously I matted my photos, so I had to cut for there, but this is all one page here. So it looks like 3 different papers, but it's just one. These are cut aparts that they include, so I just had to glue those down. I did change it up though. This title, and I think there were supposed to be more photos over here. This title was supposed to go up here, but I knew I only had 3 photos. So I figured, you know what? If I add the 3rd photo on page 2, that leaves this giant space here for the title. So why not just kind of fix it a little bit? They also had circular photos, which, you know, you would need to cut those out. It wouldn't be a no cut then if you added the circular photos. So I omitted those and just used the 3 that I had, and then kind of followed along with the embellishment clusters. I think this one I added myself because remember this was supposed to be up here. So I think I created that one myself. And in the page kits, it did include 2 layouts. So I did that one off camera. So I did this one off camera, and I kept all of this in here to show you everything I have left. Look at all of these stars, the school, and some of the like school supplies. That is a lot left over from that kit. So I had that left over, a couple of phrases. Let's see. Oh, I guess I could have thrown that away. Whoops. But then this learn as well was left over. So just, I wanted to show you what was left over with these. Unfortunately, again, they're not available anymore. But yeah, I just followed I think this completely. I might have added my own little cluster. There was one heart I used on the other page that was supposed to be used on here. I thought I had looked, but you know, it is what it is. It's fine. And then a big journaling spot. I believe this is when he was starting kindergarten. So there will be lots to journal here. And that might be the same year. Again, I'll have to go look as this one. So they'll go back to back. So yeah, just simple pages. But I do feel like, and I mentioned it in my process video of that first one, that you could definitely recreate these layouts using whatever you wanted. That's how simple they are. So yes, this might be one page, but how easy would it be to just cut your own paper, border it? I mean, you kind of saw that I did that earlier with one of the fall layouts. So the base pages are just super easy, and again, just easy, I guess, to scrap lift in the future as well. All right, my second layout for the Erica Rose Creates design team. This is using the brand new hollow wreath. This was the cut file for October. I just thought it was perfect, so I matted it or backed it with a bunch of different 6x6 papers, different colors to bring those in. Used the black. This actually, the cut file came out of this backside. This black mat. It worked perfectly that I could just, instead of wasting it, use it for a border. Embellishing this one was tricky for me. I love a good wreath, but don't know how to embellish. So I kind of used the trick or treat for my title, brought in a tag, again, just to bring in some of the different colors and move it over to the middle, fill in some of that middle space a little bit. And then I just added another one of those little ghosts down at the bottom here. And I think what finished it off, and I mentioned it in my process video, was just scattering all these stars. Before I scattered them, before I added the moon, it just was not working for me. So adding those little bits definitely helped me feel like the layout came together and was complete. Another One Fall Day layout. Love this one. So again, lots of pattern papers, but I feel like it works. So this is not initially how I had sketched this layout up. I did not have all this open space at the bottom. I think I had it at the top, and I was going to put my title there. But then I found all of these different trees and pieces and decided to make a scene at the bottom, move these photos up a little bit, which in turn led me to put my title on the busy pattern paper. So what I ended up doing was just adding a smaller strip of less busy pattern paper to add my title to at the top. So again, really pretty simple, a pretty quick layout because, you know, these are all cut for me. I just had to figure out how to lay them down, tape them down, and then I did end up adding a flare from Scrap and Happy Studio and then the year. So that worked out really nice. Again, not really a space to journal. Maybe I could add where we are here. But yeah, I feel like adding the date kind of helped a lot with that. That is one of our favorite places to go to. That was one, I don't know, you've seen multiple photos from that corn maze. This one is football, and this is the Teen Vibe collection from Bella Boulevard, the Carson collection. I cut out a football and actually used the inside of the laces. I flipped it over and added that, and just to add some more color. Lots of different papers, layers. I actually scrap lifted one of my layouts for this one. So if you want to see that layout, I actually showed it on during this process video. So it is a little bit different, not a lot of bit different. Oh, I was gonna do, oh shoot. There's a sticker I was going to add. I think maybe it says #1 fan, bros #1 fan. I have to remember to add that. As I was doing the voiceover, I was looking at the stickers that I was going through, and I saw, I believe it says #1 fan, so I think I might add that down here. But again, these pieces are all from the Teen Vibe collection, and then I added a couple of stars from Scrap and Happy Studio. Hey, a non-fall layout, and that's because I did this one off camera. I threw this one together pretty quickly. Kept with the green. This is, why can I not think? Print Shop by Vicky Booten. And then I brought in some of the Simple Stories, Simple Pages from the golf. So I just added, she has this really nice in the paper pad, kind of a good base page, and then the back is like a ledger. So I used that paper and then wanted to bring in another pattern, and so I just cut strips of that and added that to the top and the bottom, and then have my photos kind of in the middle. I don't know, some layering here using the ephemera and the chipboard. There's a golf ball, and then use the ephemera and kind of the sticker for my titles. A perfect color to match that from Scrap and Happy Studio. And then some little tags I popped up on foam tape, another flower. So this was my dad's birthday, and I took him out to the driving range and probably to dinner if I remember correctly. So just wanted to remember that. And we're finishing. Are we finishing on this one? Nope. There's one more after this. So this one here, kind of funny. I did a whole process video and it didn't make it on my YouTube channel. The reason being, I just don't love this. I had higher hopes for this one, and I just am not in love with this one, and I didn't want to put it up on my channel if I didn't love it. I do sometimes. I just couldn't honestly bring myself to do the voiceover for this one. So I decided I would show you on here, but never made it up as a process video, and I have deleted the videos at this point. Oh my goodness. So this is an older Close to My Heart collection. I used what I had left, ripped the pages on the outside, added a paper across the middle here. These are border stickers here I snuck behind, and then I have the 4 photos that I kind of clustered and angled. I think it's just the embellishments. I was lacking in embellishments and didn't know how to embellish. A good journaling spot here, some flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. Maybe I'll do Fall Day in a small font here. Amazing Fall Day. That might help a little bit. So I just tried to use up the pieces on the sticker sheet that I had left, and I think that probably was my problem. So here's 2 stickers. There's a sticker, the Happy Place, and this was the sticker. This was from, I think it was called the Cherish collection, and embellishment from that. So I just used that as a layering piece as well. All right, and then back to Bungalow Lane. I used it again kind of differently. I used it for a soccer layout. I took these photos and look at the bright fall colors. So I knew I needed something different. They were so bright. This one has such fun big leaves, that I wanted to use this. So I had, you know, the blues and the greens, the triangle paper I added to the top and the bottom, separating it with the navy stripe, and then just added my photos at a diagonal and added a bunch of different clusters using the leaves. This actually I had fussy cut during a different layout. There was an animal here, so I fussy cut that animal out but kept the journaling spot, and it really worked with layering it behind this leaf. I did bring in, you know, I think just this one soccer ball is all I brought in from a different collection. It was orange and it worked, but all of these stickers, this work hard, this let's play, this hard work, were all already in the Bungalow Lane collection. So it just worked so nicely for these photos. So yeah, just changed it up a little bit. Instead of regular soccer papers and embellishments, just a little bit different feel for this because I was inspired by the bright, vibrant trees. All right, that was a long video, lots of fall layouts. You could expect to see a couple of fall layouts in November as well. I ran out of time at the end of the month, so I actually did a layout in October with a process video that you will see in November. I just ran out of time to do the voiceover, so that's at least one. And then I got the brand new farmhouse collection from Doodlebug when I was at She Loves Color, and so you can expect to see at least one layout with that. I think we should see, this is all the stack, all the photos I have left from the month of October. So I pulled out a bunch of fall photos, really focusing on the older fall photos. I have started to scrapbook more recent photos, and so those ones kind of get pushed back. So this is all I have left. I obviously have more printed and in my stash, but this was my goal. So I don't know if the fall farmhouse will match these colors. We'll see if I do that, or I don't know. I really feel like the One Fall Day matches this one better, so maybe you'll see that. A football one that never got to with lots and lots of photos, so maybe you'll see that as well. But yeah, I'm gonna be back to just kind of scrapbooking whatever I feel like for the month of November with a few fall layouts sprinkled in. But I hope you guys enjoyed all of these layouts, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.